Okay, welcome again to another Iron Man Mark 48 Infinity War suit video. In this one I'm going to cover what I've done with the shoulders and biceps and the neck. The neck especially, because that's a great piece, and I think quite a few people will get some good inspiration from those. But firstly, the shoulders, the way that they attach, I have elastic straps with parachute buckles, one on the front and one on the back, holding the shoulder bell on, and then the bicep has one strap and one buckle right in the center holding that on. And that way, as I move my arm, they can stretch, move up and down, and it won't go side to side. One strap, it might twist and buckle and stuff. So what I'll do really quick is, if I can find it, take this off. Now you can see how I have those buckled. There's one on either side, and then the bicep unbuckles as well. And that's so it's easier to transport. I can still break it down into smaller sections, and especially since it's not painted, so still need to paint it. So everything still needs to be able to go in as few pieces as possible. That way it's easier for me to smooth everything and put those back on there, and yeah, smooth everything and be able to paint it nice with very few like missed spots or anything like that. So the other one is just a mirror of this, and that's pretty much how those go. So next we'll talk about the neck. Now the neck is especially neat, as you'll see in 1 second. Now I've tried quite a few options in the past. The last one I made, the throat part was separate, and it was a piece of 4 stretch fabric with some Velcro on one side, and that way I can take the whole thing, put it around my neck, Velcro it shut, and the 4 stretch fabric wasn't against my throat. It was, you know, pretty loose, so I was able to breathe and talk and everything like that, and still had quite a bit of movement and whatnot. The one before that, I think the front was still attached with the front piece. The throat piece was a rigid piece. It was 2mm foam, but it attached to the rest of it with some elastic, and then the back section split open, and that was Velcro closure. This one, as you probably heard, is all magnets. So the way that I put this on is I can take the front section completely off, and you can see the magnets. There are 3 on either side. And I could take that, I'll just set that aside for right now. Then I could take the back, and it has an elastic strap going through the center of it. And I can just take that, stretch it over my head, and put that on, and nice and comfortable, no pressure against my throat. I don't feel anything. It's basically just to keep it from falling backwards while I do this. Now I can just snap that right to the magnets, and they kind of self-align. They're pretty close. And then I can do the other side, and a piece of paper just fell off my desk. Ignore that sound if you heard it. But yeah, they kind of self-align, and I'm all set. And again, I can move around pretty good as far as, you know, having foam completely around your neck. But yeah, pretty good, but easy to put on and easy to remove. You just kind of have to pull a little bit hard, and it comes right off. Same with the back half. And now I can just snap one side together and put it right back around my mannequin. My little rack here. And easy peasy. So that's something that I wanted to share. I think a lot of people can benefit from an idea like that. The seam lines, what I did is I made the neck all one piece, glued all the pieces together, and made it so, basically I couldn't put it on once I had it done. I glued all sides all the way around together, and then when I had that, I glued the magnets in place, then hot glued over them to give them a little bit more strength, so that they wouldn't pull back off. And then once they were in place, I cut it with a razor blade. That way I have a really fine line that is where the seam is. Now you can't see it too well because the suit's still black. It's not primed or coated or anything, but even when it's painted red, I think it's going to be pretty tough to see that. With the helmet on, you're only going to have a very small space where you might see that line. And then there's some sections here that are painted silver as well as the back, so it'll be more distracting. You won't really notice it. So that's what I try to go for. Like I said in previous videos, I have the Velcro for the chest and stuff on one side, or on both sides, but underneath the arms, so it's less noticeable, especially when you're like posing and whatnot. So yeah, that covers that. Like I said, I think that's a great idea. It's working out really well. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching.